Welcome to Tanakh Talk. I'm your host, Julie Taylor, hosting from Palmer, Alaska, and broadcasting live out of Kingsland, Texas, with another episode of Women's World with Leah Michaelson from the Holy Land of Israel. Wow, wow, wow. Is it good to be back or what?
Oh, it is. Woo, we're back. It's been such a long time. It is so good to see your beautiful face. Oh my goodness.
Yours too. 15
Wow.
weeks. That is just crazy.
It's a long time, Whew. And we've had so much happening in the past weeks. I think we could just spend an hour just schmoozing, Julie.
Schmoozing, we could.
Catching up and what's happening. I mean, I know, ladies, Julie and I talk periodically, but not as much as we have in the past, because we've both been dealing with a lot of things. I know some of you know some things. I myself, we had the holidays, and now dealing with some health issues for my husband and injuries. I'm recovering from a fall down some stairs about 3 weeks ago.
Goodness.
Yeah, that was the craziest thing, Julie. It's up on our second floor, or we have like a few stairs that go out to our balcony, and I'm like in and out all day long with those stairs. And 3 weeks ago, I can't tell you what happened. All I know is that I went to take a step, like everything just went black, and I just, boom, landed right on the floor, like on my knees and my lower legs, yelled. And of course, Yitzchak is down below, and he's like, "Are you okay? What happened?" And so he's coming upstairs just so he could help get me up. And, it was trying to walk after that. So
oh, goodness.
He actually had to take care of Moshe for at least a few days until I could start walking a little bit more. It took a little while. So Baruch Hashem, I'm much better. If I do too much walking, then I'm paying for it. But Baruch Hashem, it's much better. Moshe and I are back to our walks. So,
excellent.
Yeah. So how about you?
Where do I even start?
Right?
Winter in Alaska, very challenging, keeping, all my animal water thawed and trekking my way out to the barn in 60-mile-an-hour winds and 15 degrees. And it's been brutal.
Wow.
It's been brutal. Yeah.
I mean, it's starting to get colder here. I mean, it's 13 Celsius, so it's probably about, right now, 52. It goes down like maybe upper 40s, but I don't think that's anywhere near what's happening.
That'd be a heat wave.
Wow. I mean, I like it, except, of course, Tzfat is the holy city of the Ruach, so we get wind. Right. And so when those winds start, that I understand, because it just like goes right through you.
It does.
So because I really don't know so much about farming, but how do you, in this time, in this season, how are you able to keep the water from freezing for the animals? Do you have like a special heater set up?
We do. We have heated bowls. They're about 1.5 gallons, and they plug in, and that just keeps the water kind of, I wouldn't say room temperature, but keeps it from freezing. So our electricity bill is probably going to be sky high, but do what we have to do.
Right.
Keep them all watered and fed. And I think it was 2 days ago I went out to feed the chickens, and but it bit me like right above my boot, and I turned around to kick it or something, get out of here, but he ran and hid as soon as he bit me. So, and it actually drew blood. It drew blood through my pants. I was like, all right, stew pot.
Wow. Wow. I mean, it would have been good if he hit your boot instead.
I know, right? But you know.
I guess he realized he did something he wasn't supposed to do.
Yeah. I was, you know, the saying of don't bite the hand that feeds you. I was
Or the
feeding
leg
it.
or
Right. Oh, goodness. So, yeah. A lot of work, but a lot of fun. A lot of rewards too. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. Beautiful.
Yep. Yeah.
Beautiful. And the holidays, since I think since our last show, 15 weeks, I don't even remember. Did we even do Rosh Hashanah or?
I think we
or was it just before? Maybe we missed it. I mean, so now we had Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, Simchat Torah. Whew,
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we have a lot to catch up on, don't we?
Wow. As fast as it happened, it was like here and then gone.
Yeah.
So
I'm hoping the rest of the winter is just gone real quick.
I know. I told my husband the other day, I'm like, I'm already in layers. It's like I have a fleece lined shirt, I've got the sweater, I mean, you know, the leggings, the skirt, you know, hiking boots, you know, I have my other boots. I mean, I'm sure it's like nothing compared to have like really thick, but I'm like, usually I'm good for like a few months. And then I'm like, okay, you know what? Spring needs to get here pretty fast, but I'm kind of like, I'm already like, layers, you know?
I know.
Nothing really to complain about, you know, it's no complaints. It's just, it's the weightiness, I guess, of it and the extra blanket. True. So, but
True.
It is what it is. It's a beautiful time. It's beautiful here. I mean, even in the midst of everything that's going on here and, you know, just different things happening, but the weather, it's beautiful. It's good to get out. We've been getting rain, which is great. The Canary filled up, I think, another centimeter. So, I mean, just a little bit more to go, but it's the most full it's been. It was very full last year, and it pretty much remained pretty full, which is good. It's really good for us.
Yeah, good. You guys needed it bad.
We did. We really did, and we do. And I mean, I know you talked about the snow, but it's like I'm kind of hoping we get a little bit of snow. I don't know, something happens here in Sfat. It just becomes, when it snows, it's like just very magical looking.
I bet it's beautiful.
It is. It really is. And, you know, Moshe hasn't experienced snow, and he's a snow dog. So I'm hoping maybe just a little bit, not to the point where we lose power or anything, but at least something that he can go play in. So we'll see. You know, anything's possible. It's been a number of years since we've had snow. So we'll see.
Right. All righty, well, good.
Too. So I would like to do something new and do a shout out. Maybe we could start each week a shout out to someone. And I told you about it before we started, but I didn't tell you who, because that someone, ladies, is Julie.
Oh.
Shout out is to Julie. And the reason why, because something that you did, Julie, really had an impact on so many people. And it was your post on Facebook. And I just want to thank you for that post. Ladies, for any of you that haven't seen Julie's post, not within the past week, she posted and said, you know, what is one thing you need that you cannot afford right now? And let's check and see what others say. You know, maybe you have it and don't need it, or you have a connection to get it. You know, it's been a tough year all around. And so let's see if we can help each other out. And there were so many comments. And my husband, Yitzchak, posted something that he needed. And, you know, just he put it out there, and a very dear person answered, and this person and their family blessed him with what he needed. And it's something that's very big, not big in size, but it was something very big that he really needed. So to this person and their family, I just want to say thank you, because you are such a great blessing, and what you did will really help. And so many others have received food. There was another that was having her home repaired so it's safe and warm for the winter. Julie, I saw the photo this woman posted,
yeah.
and what needed to be done. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I can't even imagine, in the midst of winter and this wide open space. And I couldn't even imagine what she was feeling. And I mean, I just felt cold looking at it.
Yes,
and
I
Baruch
know.
Hashem, it's being taken care of. There's people that stepped up and said, we'll help.
The backstory on that one, her husband had a heart attack and had been in the hospital, so he wasn't able to. And yes, we need to shout out to one of the friends on there that organized a work party. And those guys got over there and spent a couple days over there and repaired her house. And yes, I had no idea posting that thing would be so huge for so many people, because another friend had COVID and was stuck in his home and had no groceries and no money. And yeah, it was amazing. It was amazing.
It's just really beautiful seeing everyone coming together and helping.
Really,
and something, Julie, you may have thought was so simple and said, you know what, let me just put it out there. You never know.
Yeah.
But the impact, it was like such a domino effect. What you did affected so many. So again, thank you, Julie, so much.
It was a blessing.
You, and to everyone that blessed so many and took care of their needs. I mean, refuah shlema for your friend's husband, and so talking about that, let's talk about dedicating the show, with talking about the health issues, and with us, our spouses, now you're talking about others and with the heart attack and just different things, and we're praying for answers and solutions. So I'd like to dedicate our show for the refuah shlema, the complete healing for us, our spouses, for all who are suffering at this time. May we all have a complete healing and strengthening, and may Hashem just give us all good health.
Amen. That's excellent.
Yeah, we need it. We really need it. And
we do.
Still thinking about that post, feeling the love. There was so much love that came out of that.
There was. It was
really
amazing.
Really, really beautiful. Beautiful.
I need to do a couple of little disclaimers here before we get going on it. We want to encourage women to chat and talk in the chat, but we would like men to refrain from doing that. We can't stop them from watching the show, of course, but we want this show to be safe and for the ladies. So, ladies, you can chat. We are kind of looking at it a little bit. And if you have any questions or future topic ideas, or if you just want to share some love, you're welcome to comment on the YouTube channel or send us an email. Our emails are posted on the site here. So now that we got that out of the way.
It's good. Housekeeping stuff is always good.
It is good. It is good.
And we do like to feel the love, and we do love to hear from you ladies. We have in the past from a number of you beautiful ladies. So, just, keep it coming. So we talked about 15 weeks. Now, I don't want to go back 15 weeks, Julie, but I am going to go back a few weeks, and to one of the days I talked about how beautiful it is here. And there was a day towards the end of November, and it was actually just in the beginning of the month of Kislev, which is a month that's known for miracles. And Kislev actually started November 17th. Now, just because we're in a new month now doesn't mean that the miracles stop. I just want to interject that. But I was out walking with Moshe, and I'm not always like looking up at the sky, because with Moshe, we still don't know if he wants to have a cat for a meal or if he wants to play with a cat. We also have these other animals called hyrax. Ladies, you may know them as rock badgers. And there's a certain area, so I'm always on the lookout for them. So I'm either like looking towards the ground, or as soon as I see Mushy's nose going up in the air, I'm like, okay, where's the cat? Where's the hyrax? But there was a moment where, I looked up and I stopped because I had a wow moment. The cloud formations were incredible. I had never seen anything like these cloud formations. I wish I could post a photo, but I'll try and describe. It was like the clouds, it was like just puffs, but they were just like set perfectly side by side. There were 4 of them, and almost the same shape, and then another cloud above. And it was interesting. I mean, I couldn't take my eyes off of it. And when I got home, I was looking on Facebook, and I noticed even throughout the day that a number of people were posting about the cloud formations. And there were different cloud formations, but everybody posts about different things, but I haven't seen so much about the cloud formations. And one of my friends had gone to a park, and she also posted a picture of cloud formations. And the ones that she posted, the clouds were like in a line straight, and it was like 4 lines like this, and just kept going up. And she posted on hers, and then she commented on mine and said, Jacob's ladder. And I thought, very interesting, Jacob's ladder. So that was on the 24th, and that weekend, that Shabbat, was Parsha Vayetze. And I want to read to you some commentary that's from the Chumash, and the commentary is based on the teachings from Rav Joseph Soloveitchik. And it was very interesting because it was talking about Jacob's ladder. And so I thought with the cloud formations, and then a few days later, here's this commentary, and I was like, wow, I mean, Hashem is just so perfect in everything that he does. It's just amazing. So the commentary is, and behold, angels of God were ascending and descending upon it. According to the Midrash, Jacob's image was engraved on the heavenly thrones, Bereshit Rabbah 66:12. In Jacob's dream, angels ascended the ladder to look upon the image, then descended the ladder to look upon Jacob on earth, marveling at how the images were identical. When man sins, his external personality deviates from his pure inner self. Because Jacob was without sin, the images of the ideal Jacob etched on the throne and the real Jacob on earth were exactly the same. So the angels saw him exactly the same from above and from below. Now, sin splits the personality into tame, which means impure, and tahor, which means pure. So it splits it into those components. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I wanted to make sure. So Judaism desires the unity of the individual in keeping with the imperative to maintain the image of God. The Torah never accepted the dictum that the body is intrinsically impure. On the contrary, man must strive towards sanctification of the body. Judaism desires that man be internally consistent without conflict or contradictions. So what are we showing outwardly? What is our image showing? What are we reflecting? Are we shining our light? Yeah. And in speaking about lights, I want to talk about Hanukkah, which we just celebrated last week. And the story of Hanukkah, which celebrates the Jewish victory over the Greeks and the miracle of the oil. Now, the Greeks emphasized external beauty. They persecuted the Jews and tried to secularize them. They made Torah learning illegal. They outlawed mitzvot like Shabbat, Rosh Chodesh, Brit Milah, and even the holiness of Jewish marriage. And there were a number of Jews that began to assimilate into Greek culture. The Greeks also entered the sanctuary and defiled all the oils that were in the sanctuary, and they had idols. Now, there was a group of fighters from a priestly Jewish family called the Maccabees, and this was Matisyahu and his sons, Yehuda, Shimon, Yochanan, Yonatan, and Eleazar. The Maccabees risked their lives to keep Torah alive. They fought the Greeks and destroyed them, and then they re-entered the temple to cleanse it of idols and relight the menorah. They found only 1 jar of pure oil, enough to be lit for only a single day. So a miracle took place, and the oil lasted for 8 days. And so we celebrate Hanukkah by lighting our Hanukkah each night for 8 nights. And each night, the Hanukkah lights increased and burned brighter. And we remembered the miracles that took place. Now, we had a little miracle here. I shouldn't say a little miracle, because every miracle is a miracle, whether someone thinks it's a little miracle or a big miracle. A miracle is a miracle. To give you a little prequel, my husband needed to have an MRI. And here in Israel, sometimes it's really hard getting an MRI scheduled or even a test. And it can feel like a battle or a fight to get tests scheduled. It's like you call, no, we're closed, call tomorrow. You call tomorrow, nope, send the papers. You send the papers. I mean, it can drive you crazy. It's not like in the US where you have so many MRI places. You can walk down a block, there's an MRI. You can go another mile down the road, there's another MRI place. So we waited 2 months just to get the appointment scheduled, and the test was scheduled for middle of February. Julie, I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I was really having a moment because my husband really needed to have this MRI. And I'm like, for me, I'm like, I don't want to wait. And it was crazy that, you wait 2 months and then you have to wait another 3 months until he can have the MRI. And I was like, no, this is not happening. And one of our dear friends who was a rabbi was being positive and said, well, this gives you more time to pray. And I was like, yes, absolutely. So I continued to pray for Hashem's intervention and, of course, healing for my husband. And I continue to pray for that for him. So on Yitzchak's last visit with the primary doctor, which was on a Sunday beginning of December, we told him that the MRI was scheduled for the middle of February, and he was not happy at all. And so he got on the phone. He called over to the hospital in Haifa, because there's different places you can have here in Tzfat. You can go to Haifa, you can go to Tel Aviv, you can go to Jerusalem, to Tveria. I mean, it's like you have to travel. If you can't get it done here within Tzfat, you have to travel. So he called over there to see about getting it scheduled, and he sent the needed paperwork, and then he told my husband, he said, they'll call in the next couple of days. So this was Sunday. My husband got a call on Monday, and they scheduled his MRI for Tuesday. So Baruch Hashem, that was our miracle over Hanukkah. It was like, boom, or within that month, we had that miracle.
Yeah. Baruch Hashem, excellent.
Yeah. But I mean, still we're more things, but.
Yeah. So he had that about last Tuesday?
He had it, well, no, excuse me, it wasn't during Hanukkah. He had that, when was it? Beginning of December. So, yeah, within the first week of December, okay. I want to say. Good. Maybe first, second week. So, yeah. But I say Hanukkah with the miracles because it was still in the month of Kislev, which is known as the month of miracles. But again, miracles continue to happen. It's just that that month is known as a month of miracles.
Right.
So, but all of us are facing a battle of some sort, and sometimes feeling very weary when fighting a battle or facing the unknown. For me, I've been a bit overwhelmed at times. You know, we have no answers yet regarding my husband, and so we're waiting, you know, for things to finish being done. So Bezrat Hashem, God willing, you know, we'll have some answers and some solutions. Or we have the unknown with the whole COVID situation. I know usually every show we've been talking about it at the beginning, and I was thinking, Jill, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about this anymore, you know?
I know.
But, you know, just, you know, for a little bit, it's, you know, just the unknown with it, because how long is it going to last? We don't know. You know, here in Israel, are we facing another lockdown? Because now the prime minister is saying, well, there's 3 countries that have a mutated form of the virus, and it's faster acting or and so, you know, and so because of this, with all the situation, there's work situations, there's financial situations, there's health situations. I mean, there's so many different things, so many things that we're battling outwardly, battling inwardly. I mean, and it can be really daunting.
Yeah.
And it just can be too much sometimes. And so, but what are we reflecting in this time of the unknown? You know, how are we being a reflection? Are we shining our light, and are we reflecting our light in the midst of the battle? Are we lighting up the darkness, even in the midst of this? What can we do? We can hold on to the tree of life. Proverbs 3:18 says, "It is a tree of life to those who grasp it, and those who hold it are called blessed." And I want to read something to you from the Zohar. And it's actually from this Parsha Miketz, which we just had this past Shabbat. And in Miketz 5 and 6, it says, "Come and behold. The tree of life is divided into several grades, but they are all unified into one. For in the tree of life there are grades upon grades, branches, leaves, husks, the trunk, the roots. All of them are the tree. In the same manner, whoever strives to study Torah is strengthened and improved by the tree of life, namely in the trunk of the tree. All those of the faith Israel are strengthened by the tree of life. They all hold on to the tree, but some of them hold on to the trunk, some to the branches, some to the leaves, and some to the roots. It seems, therefore, that they hold on to the tree of life. All of those who are occupied in the study of Torah hold to the trunk of the tree, and for that reason, he who studies Torah holds on to the whole tree, because the trunk includes all of it." So in asking what can we do, I think one of the things that's so important for us is that we need to meet each other where we're at. Each person may be holding on to a different part of the tree. You know, each of us may be in a different place. You know, someone might be going through something that someone else has already gone through and can help, but we need to meet each other where we're at, you know, whether, you know, different levels of observance. Just let's meet each other where we are at. And I think we need to be careful also of all that is going on in the world doesn't pull us down and away from Torah and cause us to assimilate into all the secularization. Like what we saw happening to the Hanukkah story, with a number of the Jews assimilating into the Greek society, into that Hellenistic society. We can continue to work on ourselves. We've talked about that in past shows, and it's something that's always good to do, is to work on ourselves. And again, as Russell Soloveitchik said, that man must strive towards sanctification of the body. Judaism desires that man be internally consistent without conflict or contradictions in talking about our image. What are we showing? We talked about the Hanukkah lights, and each night the lights burned brighter. We have 3 Hanukkahs, and a Hanukkah is different from a menorah. A menorah has the 6 candles. The Hanukkah has the 8 plus the 1 for the shamash. And so we had 3, and that were lit in my entryway. And every night that room, Julie, got brighter and brighter. To that 8th night, I stood each night just to soak up the light, like times where it's summertime and you just want to soak up the sun. It's like I just wanted to soak up the lights of Hanukkah. And just because Hanukkah stopped, ended, we shouldn't stop. Each of us can take our light into this world. How can we be a light? Well, we talked about that a little bit with Julie's post in the things that we do for one another, even for those that we don't know. When we take our light and bring it out into this world in doing the different things and helping people, we're making their spark, their light, even brighter. We can study Torah, continue holding on to that tree of life. In Proverbs 6:23, it says a mitzvah is a candle and the study of Torah is light. We're seeing a lot of darkness in this world. I mean, there's just been so much going on, and sometimes it seems bleak, but it's up to us to make a difference. And one candle can chase away the darkness. We can rise up like the Maccabees and fight the battle and be a light to this world. Each one of us has a purpose. We can take a time of reflection and what we can do to make a change. And holding on to the tree of life, rising up to fight the battle, and shining our light and being that light to the nations. So, ladies, again, if you have any questions, even questions about our topic today that maybe you'd like further discussed, or if you have other questions for myself or for Julie, please send us an email. We'd love to be able to answer you like on the show or bring that topic to the show.
Yes, absolutely. We love feedback, and we want it to be an interacting show. We want to incorporate all you lovely ladies that are watching out there, and yeah, it just brings us joy to know that you're out there and listening, and we can be a light to you.
Yes.
That's my goal, being a light. Yep.
And you do it so beautifully, Julie.
Oh, you're so sweet.
Beautifully. I mean, just in the simple things that you do. You helped so many. You gave a lot of people hope.
Oh, you're going to make me cry.
Just speaking the truth, but that's like, you took your light and you helped to the other sparks, we're all given a divine spark. You helped so many and to elevate their spark.
That's really sweet.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm warming my hands.
I know.
With my cup around.
I need to, but I didn't even have coffee yet. I think it's 15 degrees out there, so yeah. Coffee's next.
Wow. A coffee, maybe a nap for you, and
Most
or you
definitely.
have to take care of all the animals.
Then I can take a nap for sure.
I mean, you have sweet sleep.
Oh, thank you. So, what a beautiful message today, as usual. You just have such a way with words and putting it all together. You're just such a blessing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
Do you have a little more, or or is that your? What do you think?
Well, unless there's something else you want to discuss within this, if there's something that stood out for you. I mean, I know it was a little bit shorter, but I know there was a lot within it.
Yes, it was
And
beautiful.
some things maybe to chew on, some questions that were asked, for all of us. Ladies, when I'm sharing these things with you, I'm speaking to myself as well.
Yeah,
Please just know that.
both of us. But I just want to remind everybody, if you do enjoy these shows on To Knock Talk, there's William's been putting on quite a few different ones during the week just to kind of fill in stuff. But like and share, tell your friends, and donate too, because he puts a lot of time into these shows and does not generate money from that. So if you guys can donate, that would be fantastic. Keep us on the air. Keep the sparks going from all the wonderful rabbis, all the wonderful guests, and Baruch Hashem.
Yeah, help us to continue to be a light.
Definitely, definitely. Well, I love you girls so much, and I hope you
love you so much.
Have a wonderful week, and I'm going to look forward to next week, and we are not going to have a 15-week break again.
Because Roth Hashem, God willing, no, we will not have that long of a time. Thank you so much, ladies, for your patience.
Yes.
And for your prayers and for your love. And it's really felt like a warm blanket.
Yeah. We feel it. We do feel it. So, yes. So we will see you next week, same time, same place. And shalom, shalom, everybody.
Shavua Tov. Have a good week.
Awesome.